Connecting and we are live. Hi, Bao. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I'm very happy to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you. So today I have a few questions about business and life, family and stuff, which is what you are almost the authority of. Everybody to look for you to ask all those questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So shoot.
Okay. My first question. Many big companies now like Neiman Marcus, 24 Hours Fitness, Advantage Rent a Car, and many more, they filed bankruptcy recently. And would the main reason for a company or an individual to fail during this kind of hard time coming from the lack of cash reserve or marketing ideas? So, and how good a person or business owner can learn from this?
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing you need to know that you need to build reserves. What does it mean? Reserves has two purposes. Reserves is not saving. Reserves is different than saving. Reserve has two purposes. The first purpose, the most important purpose that people don't know, is that a company or an individual will produce as much as he needs. A person will produce as much money as he needs. That's really fascinating.
Right.
You will see that you generate just enough money to manage. And it's fascinating that a person or an organization will produce as much money as they need. So what does it mean? It means that if you create a need, you will produce more. One of the ways to create that need is to take money as it comes along, to put some money to reserves, a special reserve. For example, you put a reserve for a future buying of a building, or you put a reserve for a future party, or you put a reserve for a future something, or just for protecting the company. And you need to have few reserves. Generally, what I would suggest to a company that if it makes money, if it's profitable, any money that come in, after they pay the cost of the goods, so the gross profit, from the gross profit, I would take 15% and put in reserves.
Wow.
That's alone will ensure that your turnover and profit will grow. That's number one. And number two, it will ensure the second thing. So we say reserve has two purposes. So number one, it's to create a necessity level, to create this emergency that we need money. And the money has to be such money that the company cannot touch and that it has to pay out. It's not like something that can be changed. It has to be something that like you have to pay your suppliers. So you have to pay it out. So it's not a maybe. So the first purpose is to create this necessity level. And that's the most important purpose. And the second purpose is to create a reserve that if something like Corona happen, you can actually recover. But it's not good enough to recover from the reserves, because there is not one company that I can imagine, that I know, that cannot actually, even in the Corona, if they were not giving up and saying, well, there's nothing to do, it's the government, there's nothing to do. If they will be smart, they can have a solution. And I can actually guarantee there's not one company that I know that have a problem with the Corona that cannot come up with a way to generate, to cause it that the Corona will be the best thing that ever happened to them. I can take any company, and I truly know that with a little bit of smartness, you can take any company and turn it around and show that the Corona is the best thing that happened. But you need someone external to the company that actually can come up and that understand the basic laws of this universe and can show you how to do that.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
there is a way. There is a way. Let me just check something here. I want to see that we are actually online. Can you check if we're on Facebook Live so you can actually share?
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, let's create a watch group. So let me see that. Let's create a quick watch group. Yes, we are on live, and you can
Okay.
create a watch group. Yes, excellent. Okay, so very nice. Yes. And okay, good. Excellent. Let's continue.
All right.
Unless we just finish the creation of the watch group, that's totally fine. Okay. Done. Excellent.
Okay. So
Does it
another.
make sense to you? The answer makes sense to you, yes?
Yeah, that's making sense. A lot of people say that cash is king, and that what we hear people talk all the time. However, with this current situation, that there are so many money, like free money, printing out every single day, is coming to the market. So how could someone be able to keep the cash without losing the value through inflation? Let's say they put them 15% in the reserve, and they don't do anything with it. The money value is going down. So what would we do about that?
Yeah. So cash is not king. Cash is not king. Production is king. The ability to produce, the ability to bring result is king. Because cash can be taken away. Lots of things can happen with cash, but the ability to produce, no one going to take that ability from you. If you prove that you can bring a success once, you can still bring a success. Any person that brought any success in any area of his life can bring success in any area that he will decide, as long as he didn't buy the story that someone told him that he maybe cannot, that he's a failure. So as long as you didn't buy that story, you can. So cash is not king. What king is actually production, and what you do with cash, you use it to make it more possible to deliver. You take the cash and you find the ways to make it more possible to deliver, because the only thing that cannot be hurt by inflation or anything is your ability to deliver. Because let's say there's inflation, not a problem. So you produce this thing and yesterday it cost $2, now it costs 20. Next, not a problem. Inflation is not a problem for me. So if there is inflation, basically what inflation means, it means that the value of the currency, of the value of the money, is dropping every day, sometimes every hour. I've been in Israel where every hour there was a different exchange rate.
Wow.
Yes, like every hour. So you would sell in a currency that is subject to time. You basically said, this is the price now, but if you buy within 2 hours from now, we will go according to the new exchange rate.
So is this called hyperinflation then?
Yeah, that's in hyperinflation. That's what happened in hyperinflation. And once you have something like that, you just need to know how to handle it. And if you know how to handle it, then it's like anything else. It's fine. It's not a problem. You can handle it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And, I see people that they don't have the money and they want to have more money. So they are frustrated. And some people with more money than they can handle, they are so frustrated as well and miserable sometimes. So we may conclude that money alone would not make it all. So what would be the bug in here?
What will be the what?
The bug, the problem in here.
The bug. Yeah, the bug is that money that was earned ethically will actually produce a good feeling, because you can use that money. And money that was not earned ethically, even if you have it, you will not enjoy it.
Wow.
So if someone have money and is not enjoying it, is because the money was earned unethically.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's quite fascinating. So
Yeah.
money that was earned ethically will allow you to use it to bring joy, and money that was earned unethically will be used to bring joy to you. So when you earn the money ethically, you use the money to bring joy into things.
Right.
And when you earn the money unethically, you will try to get joy from things. And you cannot joy from things. You can
Be
only put
effective.
joy
Yeah.
into things. Yes, because you cannot be effect. Effect will never make you happy. What
Wow.
will make you happy is the big cause.
That's amazing way of thinking about that. Because like a lot of people saying that like if I have money, I would have a lot of happiness and stuff. So now they understand if they have the money ethically, then they can have happiness.
Yes.
that's that's
That's a
amazing.
big difference, yes. It's a big difference. Yeah.
And you normally say that family is a building block for the society. You say that if someone is not able to do well in the business, he or she should fix the family relationship. So can you give more detail about this, Meir?
Yeah, yeah. So, there's a basic principle that if I have a problem here, the source of the problem is always before.
Right.
Yes, so the source of the problem is always before. It's never where the problems show up. It's never where the pain shows. The source of the pain is always before. Okay.
Right.
So if you will see, the building blocks of life is actually yourself,
Right.
and then your family, and then the group, and then mankind. You can see that this is really the gradient scale of life. Yes. So the individual. So the individual, if the individual is good, he can build a family. But if the family is not working, something wrong with the individual, obviously. Yes. So if the
Exactly.
husband is cuckoo, then there will not be good family. And if the wife is cuckoo, then it will be a normal family. No, I'm joking. Just joking. Then there will be obviously there will not be a good family. And if the children are cuckoos, there will not be good family. Yes.
Right.
So the individual have to be in a fairly good condition to have a good family. Yes.
Right.
Now, if the family is good, they will be able to create groups. Because groups, if the people are having broken families, the groups will be broken as well. Because those people that will go into these groups will be cuckoo because they will worry about the family. They will worry about the wife, they will worry about the children, they will worry about the husband. So you will see that it's weird and it's almost hard to understand. But if you will observe, any person that will observe, you will see that every time you lost money, every time you had some bad things happening to you, before that, there was something going wrong with your family. Something didn't go as well as it should
Exactly.
be. Something unethical was happening, something not clean, something not right, some argument, something was not right. And you need to fix the family if you want to fix the group. You
Right.
have to fix the family to fix the group. And you will see that groups that the family is not in good condition there, the group go crazy. So, for example, if we take Buddhism, Buddhism is one of the best, most important religions, and they went bankrupt, they went crazy when the family unit, when the monks started to go crazy on the family, sex, children area. When
Right.
that started to go crazy, that's it. So you'll see any group that says no children, for example, or any group that says no marriage, or any group that says something like that, no family in some kind of a source, no family, no sex, no something. When you put that stop there, when you make that area messed up, the group itself will get messed up. It's really fascinating.
Because it's
And-
like against the survival of people. and
Yeah,
things.
it's against what life is all about. Because
Right.
how do you know that something is right or wrong? You look at the extreme. You say, if let's say, okay, fine. Let's look at the extreme. If there will be no more families, no more families. If there will be no more families, there will be no future. There obviously at the end there will be no groups, there will be no individuals. So it doesn't work.
Exactly.
So how do you know if it's right or wrong? Someone talked to me. I have a very good friend, and he told me, "Are you for or against homosexualism?" And I said, "Homosexualism, I have no problem with, zero problem, as long as you make sure that they bring children somehow, mechanical, somehow they have to make an arrangement to have children, because if not, if we'll take it to the extreme and everyone will be homosexual with no children, then there is no future.
Right.
Homosexualism is not a problem if you make sure that these children, somehow there is children, there need to be children. So you want to have a family as a homosexual, go for it, by all means, do whatever you want, but somehow get children. There need to be an expansion, because otherwise there's no future. Now, of course, if there's just one couple in a million that wants to be a homosexual, it's not a problem. But if we want to think about the mechanism have to be that as a solution, there need to be a way to have children. Otherwise, it's a problem. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. So the family is very important, because if the family is not right, there will not be a group. And it's just by observation that when the family is something go wrong with the family, you lose money, you have accidents, things not going right for you. Somehow it seems like there's no connection, but there is connection. Right. And if you'll see that all the problem come back to that, and that's why I put together the Family Academy.
Yeah,
that's the whole reason.
Yeah,
because people ask me, why the Family Academy? You're a business coach. What's the connection? The connection is very much business minded, because if the family is broken, I cannot fix your business. I can tell you many stories that when I go to help someone in his business and the business don't do well, before we fix the family, before we fix the children, before we fix the relationship between the husband and the wife, or the girlfriend or the boyfriend, before we fix that, nothing flows. Nothing. It's like it doesn't work. It's like you talk to someone that don't actually implement. You fix that, and all of a sudden the tension unit get released, and the person is willing to implement, and is implementing, and his life improves. And you know some of those people that I've helped with their families and the miracles.
I'm one of them too. Because when I met you, I just thinking about making money through business, and I asked a lot of questions about business and stuff. And a lot of time you just like, okay, so let's work on this, work about you, work about your family and stuff. I said, like, it's in my mind, I think it's not related, but over the years it's very clearly now all the tools and all the teaching that you've been taught, able to be using, I'm able to using it effortlessly, because now everything is easily just come in naturally, and things happen the right way, because the family fix, and myself is better every day.
Yeah, amazing. So I'm doing this Family Academy, and I'm putting here the link on the screen. Okay. So the Family Academy is a free webinars right now. It's a series of free webinars when I'm giving you the basic mistakes every family doing. Basic mistake every parent's doing, every child is doing, everyone in a family doing. And what I'm doing, I'm handling 3 areas. The first area is how you are as a parent.
Okay.
The second area is how you are as a spouse. And the third area is how you are as a child. And some people say, well, yes, but I have no children. But you are a child of someone.
Great.
Everyone have parents. Everyone have parents. And you need to realize these three flaws. You need to realize these three corners, because these three corners really have to be in balance in order to have a proper family. You really need to understand how you are as a parent. You really have to understand how you are as a spouse within this unit. And you have to handle each one of those. And you really have to understand how you are as a kid, as a child, within this. And the most wife will include the husband as one of the kids, and is correctly so. So when I'm talking about the children, all the husband join. So it's good.
I agree. Yeah. Before you had Children Academy, and it's amazing. And now it's like Family Academy, which is a higher level for everybody who can involve. If they marry or single or have kids, whatever. It's all helping out. And I was very amazing for the first lesson that you did last Saturday. And are you gonna to have another one this coming Saturday? Is that correct?
Yeah, this coming Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So
I'm going to have another lesson. Each lesson is a standalone. So if you have not been on the first lesson, it's not a problem. But if you want to watch the first lesson, you can watch it for free simply by going to www.meirezra.com/family, and the link is on the screen. Or you can, if you're watching this on Instagram, you can simply go to my bio and click on the link in the bio. And it's really powerful. You can go and look at the comments that we had from the first seminar. I think we had 100 and I don't remember even how many people, 140, 150 people at the first seminar. It was 4th of July and we had 150 people. So imagine what if it happened if it's not 4th of July.
Right.
And the comments are life-changing. People just really life-changing. I'm not talking about people solve problems of years with the kids. One lady had her kid in a really bad situation. Like she had major problems. The kid was fighting at school, and there was bullying going on, and all the parents was one against each other. And during this lesson, she realized what she's doing to create it. What she is doing to create it that she didn't even know. But when I was explaining the mechanism, she realized what the mechanism is, and she changed her mind. She wrote me an email. I suggest to her what she needs to do. She went and done it. And the next day, that was Saturday, so the day after that, on Monday, she wrote back to me and she says, Meir, you don't believe it. It's like magic. What's happening? I don't believe it. I don't believe it's happening. I have another lady that she had a major problem with her husband. They had argument around how to raise the children. Always arguments. So they both have good intention. And she wrote to me and she said, well, I saw the webinar and you were talking about the source of the problem and how can I find the source of the problem? And she described to me what's happening. And I said, well, it's very simple. It's you. She didn't like it. She said, but what do you mean? But he's to blame. I said, from his viewpoint, it's him. From your viewpoint, it's you. And when she really realized this thing, that she is responsible from her viewpoint, she said, well, so basically you're telling me that it's me and I can see that. So the conclusion is that if it's me, I can do something about it. And I said, that's exactly what very smart. That's exactly what I was saying, that it takes at least two people to create a fight, but only one to end the fight.
Wow.
You need only one person to end the fight. One side that changes mind, and the fight is over.
That's like people can go for the whole life without knowing that. Just
Yeah.
small little thing.
So
Like,
it's so important.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
friends, it's not just another webinar. It's a power now. We call it a power now because it's very powerful webinar. I strongly recommend you to check it out for your own good. You can go to www.meirezra.com /family. You can see on the screen. And I think I will see you all on next Saturday.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Always a pleasure to be interviewed by you. And I love you. And you're an amazing, amazing, amazing person. And I love your family.
Because I got very amazing master.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And thank you everyone for listening. Bye-bye.